signed his checks, who want his checks to be, a lot bit shorter than what they've been before he went away. They said we're gonna get this interrogation between him and the opposition, the police. And when they get it, this is what it is. Because you have an individual so loud claiming one person is a real Zad. And yes, Gunner is a real Zad. But Gunner didn't give up as much information as Thug did. As the man who wears the dress, he didn't give up that type of information. He actually took the plea. The plea was incorrect because in the plea, it accuses everybody of doing something wrong, so he should have never signed the plea. But with Jeffrey Dunn, Jeffrey actually sat down with these people for 2 hours. So who's to say that he didn't give up a bunch of other people no one knows? Who's to say he didn't put a lot of the other YSL members under the bus by speaking to them for no apparent reason? I don't care if they said they got me on camera. Even R. Kelly had brains enough to say, that's not me. But him, he's willing to sacrifice everything because I need for the ladies and gentlemen, young men, young women that's listening to King Erna to have understanding. This is my main reason of why I do not speak on these real acts no more, because society has gathered themselves to embrace being a part of this type of nonsense. They don't care. They are willing to exchange their honor for their freedom. This whole theory that these Krilzoms have come up with saying, oh, as long as you don't actually write the statement, as long as you don't actually pick somebody out of a lineup, as long as you don't actually get on the stand, that don't make you a real Zed. Well, it does. When you are given information agreeing with law enforcement that can put someone in jail, I don't care who it is that you're putting in jail. I don't care what you're speaking about, but I'm never going to get in front of law enforcement and say, my friend is the one that done this crime. My friend done this. My friend done that. My friend done this. Because it's putting them directly in the line of dishonor. It's putting them in a position that they could be taken away from their family. I'm telling information to law enforcement when it's about crime. How can you ever excuse the fact that your voice has become a statement in this time? This is why they got cameras. This is why they got these tape recorders, because these are statements also. All Jeffrey Dunn was, when they got him in that interrogation room, say, hey guys, come out. They caught us, because there was no need to ever give up like any type of conversation. And you'll notice, even when it come down to the mafia, mob bosses, they don't give interrogations. They don't. I'm saying you have found out that some of these mob bosses have turned rat, but the ones that stood solid, like John Gotti, you'll find out that these individuals would never give a statement. They don't have a conversation. You'll find out your Joey Molinos. He won't give a statement. He won't sit in interrogation for hours and throw his friends under the bus and have conversations with anybody that's talking subversive about anyone that he loves or anyone that he's around, even if he don't like him. It's like, why are we having this conversation? But I'll tell you, these guys got diarrhea of the mouth. And they don't care. It's like they've been taking X-Lex candy and they just want to shield it all out of their mills off like it's a heavy burden on their chest that they have to get off the way they talk. And Jeffrey is sitting there now And he has to understand that amongst those that have solid honor in their heart that's in the industry are going to look at him like he's full of dishonor. It's going to seem like he's walking around with that dress on 24/7, the way people are going to look at him daily because he isn't who he said he was. And all of these rappers and all these top supposed to be gangster rappers in the industry or outside of the industry that's even independent, they're not going to speak on Thugger. They're not going to speak on Jeffrey because they are afraid kittens. Afraid kittens. Wyeth and Lucci is a man for the youngest to say, I would like to listen to him because we understand rap is entertainment. So what they say in their music, we not going off of that. We not riding. I don't want none of the youngest to follow behind these guys. But when you find a guy like YFN Lucci who could have put Thugger under the bus, and only God knows what Thugger said about YFN Lucci in this whole thing because he's given up anything that he feels as though he can kind of persuade these people to like not bang him. Then the rants online, that's always a sign of a real Zach. When you find someone who didn't tell, who really stood on their honor, they're not going to respond to that. You know why? Their paperwork will respond to it. They'll never have to speak out ever because at the end of the day, what are you speaking out against? An explanation is you caring about how people feel. When if you know you didn't tell, what are you speaking about? Rat, where? Real Zach, look in his eyes right now. I'm gonna tell you who Jeffrey is. Jeffrey's that sneaky gangster who came, out of the slums and done just about anything to get to the coin, made people respect him to the point where as though they put him in a position where he's like damn near the face of Atlanta when it comes to the rap music. Like he's one of the younger ones who were coming up and they put in the front. But when you find guys that hungry, you will find out they do just about anything to get a coin because they're not used to a coin. Now, see, I know some honorable men that didn't have a coin and probably wasn't used to it, but when they got it, they just want to spread it amongst those that they love, not just selective individuals. This is a selective individual. And he thought when he selected Gunna, he could put his foot on his neck because he knew that Gunna didn't have a real backbone. But after going through seeing an individual that you think is a man's man, do the things he do, treat the people the way he treated them who was around him when it came down to money, you begin to understand that this guy isn't for me. And you lose a sense of respect. So that's why Gunna the Real Zach was okay with taking that plea deal. Because he really didn't care. He just wanted to separate himself ASAP. You gotta watch a man's judgment when they're in leadership. When they have leadership and the soldiers around them don't have a brain, you have to watch a man's judgment. And guess what? Thugger had individuals around him that he used that didn't have a brain. This is why Woody was able to go in on him like that because he took advantage of Woody. He took advantage of this other kitten that was speaking. I don't even want to mention his name because he don't understand the rules. And what is understood by those that have honor in their veins, most of these guys don't understand the rules. Neither do they care about the rules. So I want individuals after the day to stop DMing me about these real acts. Stop DMing me about them because guess what? When it comes down to a dollar, you kids are going to do just about any and everything to get underneath of them, and y'all don't care about their principles nor their morals. We let Jeffrey in. We let Jeffrey in. Jeffrey wore a dress Jeffrey wore a dress and we let him in. I'm talking to the solid guys, those of honor that are moving around that were one time or another a part of the streets and left the street life alone. We let Jeffrey in. We let our children listen to Jeffrey. We let Jeffrey sell us the shoot 'em up, bang, bang story. And at the end of the day, Jeffrey is a real Zach. Jeffrey has no honor. Jeffrey Eyes tells me that behind closed doors, he'll backdoor anybody. He'll backdoor your life. He'll backdoor your freedom. He'll backdoor your relationships. He'll backdoor just about anything because you know what? He's not used to the center of honor. He wasn't accepted when he was broke. He was only accepted when he was getting money. And that's the thing what you guys got to understand and see. His position didn't take form as a position until he got a dollar. Before the dollar, what was this Millsut doing? Running around Atlanta, a dirty Millsut, backdooring individuals. Yes, backdooring individuals about money when Atlanta was a place where you could get out there and earn the dollar, whether it was legal or illegal.
Campaigns shouldn't take 2 weeks of back and forth content reviews. Here's how our team keeps things moving, stays in sync, and launches without all the usual.
But this guy's a backdoorsman. And if you leave the back door open, you can tell by these dishonorable eyes. They're peeking. They're not looking or staring. They are peeking. They want to know who knows what I done last summer. They want to know what he done. Because I bet you it's a list of things that this Mills up and done behind everybody back. And at the end of the day, this is the behavior of our community and our so-called leaders of young men in these times. So all the solid men and young men that's in our community, I advise you. I give you fair warning before you're locked up, cuffed, and stuffed by someone you think is your leader, someone you think got your back, someone who's putting money in your pocket right now to pay a bill or two that won't give you the real bag, but it give you a little bit just to keep you around, just to keep you as a simple, stupid shooter. Get away. Get you a job. Get you a job. Take that money and fund your business, especially the kids in Atlanta. I mean, Philadelphia, especially. This is my hometown, Philadelphia. You know, I want y'all to do it first, but I'm talking about worldwide, not just Philly, not just Atlanta, not just Chicago, not just DC, not just Baltimore, not just New York, not just these places. I'm talking about the whole world. Get you a job and fund that business. Business makes more sense. But guess what? I ask you, when you get in the business field, do not be an individual who runs and point the finger at your colleagues or the people that you are employed with. Stay solid, stay down, stay together. Love someone even if you don't like them. Love the fact that they got a family and that you don't want to put them away for the rest of your life. You don't want to take their job. You don't want to put lies on them. You don't want to take their woman. You don't want to do nothing backdoor. Because backdoor comes back. And guess what? Allah will humiliate you the same way he's humiliating Jeffrey. Jeffrey will be the laughing stock. Even the women will laugh at him because women, they'll run around with him for the money, but they know weakness when they smell it. They'll look at him like a weak millsut. The solid women won't even go near him. Oh, but the ones that want some money or their hair done, they go near him. But guess what, sweetheart? I want you to have understanding. He'll backdoor you too. You cheating with him? You cheating with him? He'll tell your man that same night. He'll figure out a way to joke around it to get the information to him. Because guess what? Misery loves company. And some way, somehow, Jeffrey has been betrayed. And guess what? It kills him every night to the point that he has embraced it. He doesn't care who he tell on. He doesn't care who he hurts. He doesn't care who he backdoors. He is a real Zat. And guess what? A real Zat is a real Zat. And if you swing with one, if you do business with one and you don't check the moral aspect of yourself and say, let me remove myself, never mind the money, let me take the knee pads off, let me not gilzable this Milzan about a coin, then you come subject to be that man of dishonor, that clown that no one asks to perform and talk all this shoot 'em up, bang, bang talk to put yourself in a position as the biggest killer gangster in the world. You are weak. You are a betrayer. You have fallen out of the folds of honor. And if you don't follow the rules and laws of honor, you would never succeed in life. I don't care if it's in a fashion that's different from the fashion that you lived. You could be living a positive life, but your moral aspects, your principles, your integrity must stand in place. I'm King Earner from the Honor Your Life campaign. The goal is to restore the honor in the veins of the people so they can respect and love one another. We can live in peace and harmony and not look at your brother or your sister as a betrayer. But our people have become betrayers of the Willsite man. And guess what? They're going to keep selling the death. They're going to keep selling the lies only to receive that paper that has to be spent. Money has to be spent. You can hold on to it forever, but guess what? It will perish. Just like you as a person will perish. The only thing that will be left here when you're gone is your good deeds and your honor. Never lose that. Never lose your honor. King Earner, live and direct. I'm around like a circle, and guess what? You're gonna be hearing more from King Earner. But these real Zats have no place of habit when it comes down to the rules and laws of honor.
Hi, everybody. This is Matthew Catalin, CEO of Increase Media, and I have a really, really special guest today. Someone that's a best-selling international author, holds events for personal development and reaching your full potential.